0. Hello, everyone, and oh, for fuck's sake. Let's try that again. Everything's frozen.
Oh no.
Oh, Mac. So you can hear me right now. You just can't see me. Yes, we are having more than normal technical difficulties because this is a new show, and I am not allowed one show without things going horrifically wrong. So I am just going to hit refresh on some things a minute.
Oh no.
Okay, so now I'm reduced
no.
to subtitles. Oh no, there we go. Right. I think by me doing that, it's slowly bringing everyone back. I'll get Agent P back. Come on. Come on. Hey, there we go. Right, everyone move for me. Hey, there we go. Right, okay. Right, we are hopefully back. I'm hoping the stream's smooth. I'm not quite sure. There are gremlins everywhere at the moment. Like everything I'm trying to fix, everything just goes wrong again. And I'm doing okay. Hopefully the audio is balanced as well. If it isn't, let me know. I'll rebalance it because new show means new music, which means I have not actually had chance to properly test and balance if all of this works. Aside from that, welcome. We got there. Welcome to Misadventures with Magic, our Kids on Brooms AP. Forewarning, there aren't many brooms. They've been repurposed. And, you know, as and when. And we've locked up again. 4-foot snake. What is your issue? Right. I'll tell you what.
The captions?
I don't know if it's the captions. I know the captions hammer it, but give me a second. Let me just look. I mean, I know you can hear my wonderful voice. Just pretend that my mouth is moving. The Mac will catch up in a moment.
I mean, maybe you should have someone else's tech handle it. I have experience pushing streams out.
Oh, there we go. Right, I think it's stable. I hit refresh. I think it's stable. Please stay stable. I am going to keep an eye on it. If need be, I will probably kill the subs to see if that relieves some of the pressure. I don't understand why this is the exact same setup as the last show. It's literally a carbon copy, changing the background, and it's messing up. Anyway, right, let me move that to the side. We carry on. My name is Hedgehog. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the wonderful and amazing and stressed storyteller slash GM slash whatever title we're using nowadays. And I have the pleasure of introducing a whole new cast to a whole new adventure. We are missing Laura slash Bard tonight. They are busy with university work, as you do. Student life is student life. So they'll be back with us next Tuesday. Right. I'm going to go around the table, the virtual table, and let everyone introduce themselves, say who they are, and who they'll be playing. I'm going to start clockwise this time round, and start with Anne.
Hi! Oh my gosh. I should be used to this by now, you know, alphabetical order and everything. My name is Anne. I use she, her pronouns. I am a TTRPG actual play performer. I basically do this a lot. That's the important part. Are we introducing characters? I'll be playing a reliable bestie named Penny Chase. She dances through life as much as she can, very energetic, very high energy. Um yeah, that's it for me.
Did we lose Hedge?
No, I pressed the mute button out of respect and I forgot to unmute it. But I was too busy because we've lost the stream again.
Oh no.
So everyone can still hear you.
Okay.
So Leah, do you want to introduce yourself, and I will figure out what the fudge cake I'm going to do about this.
For sure. Okay, I am Leah.
Cover for me.
I usually play a lot of Pokemon, the card game, and when playing in a TTRPG setting, I tend to PM, but this is actually my first time playing as an actual player. I will be playing Shelby Brown, a pastel goth girl of the age of 16 who tends to be more chaotic, maybe a little more on the shy side, but she's always blending in on the social life, up with her small friend group, and having her ragdoll cat named Mist side.
Fantastic. Right, last but not least, Agent P. Please keep covering for me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Agent P. I use she/they pronouns, and I've been playing TTRPGs for 3-4 years, but I'm trying to get into more actual plays this year because I really enjoy them, and I really want to get to know more people in this space. I'm playing Maya Mahali, who's a wacky prankster trying to find herself in this school because she found out she had magic abilities only after they manifested, and her adoptive parents had to sit her down and just have a very awkward conversation. She's a very enthusiastic and investigative person who's also 16 years old.
Awesome. Right. I think, it's doing something. I think my quality's dropped to zero. But I think everyone else is okay. Oh no, I say everyone's okay and it locks up. Of course it does, because I use the word it's okay and it stops.
Don't jinx
right.
it.
Tell you what, let me press some buttons and we are going to let me just stop the music. Let me go into my little comfort space for a second and think. I suspect what I might be able to temporarily do, and it's a bit of a automatic layout copy. Right, we are going to be back in literally 2 seconds because I'm about to do something different. Temp. What does this do? Does it do anything? You're supposed to give me a group source. Why won't you give me a group source? Why are you doing that? Why are you encoding? Preview output. Copy group browser source URL. Properties. Yeah, that is the group display one, so okay. Again, everyone can hear us, but they can't see us. Why do you do this to me, stream? Why do you do this?
You should maybe consider having someone else push the stream out to Twitch so that your computer doesn't have to do it, because it seems to be struggling pretty hard.
It's never struggled, but I can't. Let me.
And it says go to break.
I don't think I can go to put the break screen without breaking the temp link. Go back to main. Main is locked. Right. Why is it not doing it? I've got nothing else I can use to push out. Let me change that one. I'm not going to get beaten somehow. I think I made a feedback loop there. Okay. Plan B.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
The Fitness Gram Pacer test.
So,
I can fix this. Okay, that should be me now, I think. Maybe. Maybe.
nope,
I can see myself. Right.
can't hear you. Oh, there you
No,
go. People,
I know I can hear myself because I can see it.
people are picking up now. They're hearing you. The stream is on a delay, I'm guessing. There you
Yeah,
go.
there's a delay. Then all I have to do is do a second one very quickly that then links into another one.
Fun fact for the audience, I created this character a while back, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I wrote out a description for her, and then I went to the hair salon to dye my hair. and then after the fact, I read the description that I wrote, and I'm like, oh, I dyed my hair the same color as my character. So that's really funny. Um, I don't know. I just felt the need to share that because it was really funny. ADHD, man, when you forget that you did something and then you do something else and then you remember and you're like, oh, that's really funny.
Okay.
Literally my brain all the time.
Okay. Right. Let me just see if this works. I'm just going to press a... Oh, God, Mac, don't do this. Right. I'm going to see if that... Right, no, right, mouse, stop it. Why you decide to play up now? Ooh. This is not positive. Okay. What is that like on stream? I don't know if it's working properly. In theory, there should be music now. In theory. And our voices. I think. I'm hoping. If all is working well.
I my brain is an interesting place right now. It's full of K-pop and the Barbie movie soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
I want to know what it's like to love. Sorry. I recently discovered that Simu Liu can sing, so there's a whole thing. No, I saw he was performing songs from the Barbie movie. I found the video on YouTube like back in December, and he sang "I'm Just Ken," and I'm like, I didn't know you could sing, bro. And so that was a really fun discovery at 3:00 in the morning.
Okay, this is the most emergency overlay I've had to create in the quickest time possible, which is literally me just screen capturing my own screen and using it that way. It seems to be working okay. It's warning, and the memory pressure issue's gone. So there's that. I think definitely moving forward, no more subs. That's going to be one thing we're going to trash. Because I think they're just putting too much strain on the system. No more me either. Maybe we should just replace me. Maybe that's the issue. Right. So, if I press the button again. Right. We've lost a bit of time, so I'm going to jump straight into today. And we will, we'll start. So our story this time starts in a very, I would say, small town. But Tanner's not really small anymore. It once was. Started out as a ranch town that grew and grew. Still very much a farming community. Nestled all the way in the hills of Washington State, if you can believe it. Lots of pine-treed forests, about an hour's drive from Seattle. A very peaceful, calm, isolated place at times. Not the sort of place that you would expect the sort of the head, the council of all witches to reside. But I suppose it's tranquil. Tanner in the witch world is where you go if you're extremely gifted, or where you go if you're in big trouble. It's a special little town protected by its very own magical barrier. One of the very few places in the world that has a constant magical barrier protecting it from any outside dangers at great magical expense. I mean, anyone who knows anything about abjuration magic will tell you that to consistently create a barrier and to sustain it for generations takes a lot of magical energy. To the mundane, it's just a quiet market town. There's a farmer's market every other Sunday. and it has only one school. It's called Tanner High, although that's not really true because it also has the elementary, the junior, and the kindergarten. It's all built onto a single site, which makes the morning rush hour interesting, as both seniors and toddlers all are using the same road to approach the school. Rebuilt during the 1950s, very much the epitome of a one-story school where everything is on one floor. There's very few like upper levels to this place. It's all like a ginormous bungalow. Kind of like they started off small and throughout the years have like bolted more classrooms on as they needed them. It's not rich. It gets some grants, but this isn't your fancy pants boarding school academy kind of deal. The school's open to those who live in Tanner and those of the surrounding villages nearby who can't get to somewhere like Seattle, where the bigger schools live. Who wants to arrive at school first? Who would be there first? First thing in the morning.
I think Maya would, because her dad would probably, like, on the way to the market would drop her off, because they're like a family of like farmers who like grow produce, supply some eggs and whatnot. So just on the way into town, it's just like I'll just drop Maya off and then go to work.
Yeah,
So
just casually
earliest would
drop her
probably
off.
be Maya.
What does Maya look like?
Maya has like dark shoulder-length hair with like one little streak of blue that she got as her rebellious streak. And yeah, she's usually wearing very comfortable, like utility-esque clothes because she helps out on the farm. And yeah, just has like a small like tote bag with her books, and yeah, that's all she needs to go to school.
Awesome. You're here earlier than most. So you get to hang around a little bit. You notice that hang on. Keep hearing banging. Someone might be trying to get him. You notice that the kind of prissy, brown-haired kind of, I suppose, head cheerleader would be the right words. Arriving very early. Normally they arrive late, but for some bizarre reason they're here before most other people.
Okay.
And they seem to be sneaking in towards the auditorium.
I'm gonna try to sneak behind them and see what they're up to.
So you sneak in after them. Give me the first roll. Give me a DC 5 flight check.
Oh no. Oh dear. I can't hide. Well, I got a 4.
You exploded. Roll again. Is it a D4?
Yeah, it's a D4.
It's a D4. Let's roll again.
You can roll
Oh.
again.
Yeah,
Exploded.
it explodes against the top one.
If you max on your die, you can roll
Yeah.
again.
Ah, okay. I got a 1.
That's 5. Meets his beats. 4 plus 1 is 5.
Great.
Um, they don't quite close the fire door after them, so you can just put your hand in and peek inside. They are standing on the stage, attempting. Let's see a charm for them. Attempting quite badly to quote Shakespeare.
Oh no.
So, you know that there are rumours that the school is considering putting on The Tempest as a production.
Okay.
And Ellie, the cheerleader's name, has never shown an interest in this before,
Okay.
but is very suddenly showing an interest.
All right. Okay. I'm just gonna keep that to myself and like try to like just be like, oh, okay, I see you. You do you, girly. And just try to like sneak away.
I mean, yeah, you sneak away. They're too busy trying to remember the lines to all this. To like notice you dip in and out.
Great.
Okay. Who would arrive next?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What time of the year is it? Like, what's the weather?
So that would have been really
fall,
helpful
right?
if I opened with that, wouldn't it? That actually was on the script until the script went out the window. It's September. It's approximately. It's towards the end of September, so this is you've been in school for a month at this point.
Okay.
Okay. It's the autumn chill is starting, or the fall, because we're Americans. The fall chill is starting to appear.
Okay.
Ever so slightly.
Okay. I think I've situated myself weather-wise now. So, maybe about like 15 minutes early, like not like super early, but still relatively early because Penny is fueled by sugar and candy. She really unhealthy for you cereal and stuff like that. She is raring to go. So she is in a pair of just regular jeans, I guess, like a pair of dark wash skinny jeans and like a fitting sweatshirt, like a hoodie, and she's her short strawberry blonde hair is covered by a black backwards baseball cap, and she is she doesn't live too far away from the school, so she rollerblades in her neon pink and black rollerblades, like straight out of the 80s. She loves these rollerblades, like she inherited them from like a cousin or something, and she just refuses to get new ones. They're like so out of place, but like so cool. So yeah, she rollerblades to school, and yeah, she's just zooming down the street, around the toddlers and around the cars and around like everybody. And when she finally gets to school, she is basically just looking for her friends. She's not like she's a social person, but she also like keeps to her friend group because she just doesn't like how the high school social hierarchy is, and doesn't want to waste time with people's nonsense. So she is doing the class routine of looking for her friends.
So by the time you arrive, people are now starting to appear. Seniors are driving in their cars, trying to take up as many spaces as they can.
We don't have. Are we in the Nokia cell phone era? I don't remember what we decided.
We are in 2006-07.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, Nokias and Blackberries are all the rage.
Okay, so she will pull out a not a BlackBerry, a Nokia phone that she's had since the beginning of high school. You know, not too dissimilar from the one I had throughout my high school career. And I check in with the squad and I go, "Where are you?" ? And like send it multiple ways and see who responds first.
So I will say that Maya gets out of the auditorium before the phone goes off. Penny, give me
oh no
a DC7 brains check.
Oh, okay, not too bad.
Not too difficult to notice.
Wait, brains. Okay. Oh, this D10 hates my guts. Let's see what happens. It's not a magic check, is it? And I don't get any of my bonuses yet? Like my
if you've got a plus to it, you can add it.
What about my okay, yeah. I did not write down what my bonuses were from. No, I'll just say that those bonuses come from a necklace or something. We'll deal with it later. I rolled exactly a 7.
Exactly a 7. I mean, to be fair, I probably would let you add your magic dice to this. You notice something in the corner of your eye. So, to preface this, for witches who live in Tanna, the sky is always a slightly weird colour. It's like having a sort of purple cellophane overlay over Tanna as the barrier kind of changes the colour of the sky slightly. So rather than having blue skies, you have a very kind of almost light pinky purple to it. As, you know, the barrier kind of goes over the town. Again, only witches can see it. The mundane don't see a thing. To them, it's a blue sky, which does lead to some very weird times when, like, very young pre-teen witches look up and say the sky is pink, and everyone says, no, the sky is blue. You had that discussion of, no, the sky is blue, and we'll take you outside the barrier, see, look, it is blue. Anyway, you see that the barrier flickers ever so slightly in the corner of your eye. Just a momentary flicker like a neon light, where for a few seconds everything goes blue and then goes back to being its slightly light purpley pink.
I have a question.
Yes?
So as a 17-year-old, which I am
Mhm.
aware that I am aware of the purple sky, like that
Yeah.
it's different on the outside or
Yeah,
whatever. So
yeah. It's not uncommon knowledge.
it's not
You know,
it's yeah, and so the purple sky isn't weird for me. The weird part is
it's going
it's turning blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
yeah. It's flickering as if it's almost turning off and then coming back on again.
So I envisioned that I stopped like right at the entrance to text my friends, and then as I'm putting my phone back in my backpack, I see this, and then as I am pulling my rollerblades off and putting my sneakers on, which is whatever fancy sneakers are of the 2006 era, I just look up at the sky and like contemplate it while I'm waiting for a response, and I watch as it like goes back to purple, right?
Mhm.
Like it doesn't.
Yep.
It's just like a blink.
Yeah, it's like a blink, really rapid blink. To be honest, if you weren't looking at it, you probably wouldn't notice it.
I just, for however long it takes for people to respond, I am now leaning against the wall, like area, and just staring at the sky, like
Just staring at the sky at the front of the school, just looking up.
Yeah, or like this, like where the entrance is, like the wall off to the side.
Yeah.
Just like I'm gonna pick up my rollerblades and just like look up at the sky. Yeah.
Awesome. Right, there's only one person left to arrive.
That is true.
How do you turn up?
Shelby, she would have been pretty busy rearranging her closet, and as she always does, just contemplating what to wear and what to put on. She would arrive about like 5 minutes. Not that she would be late, but not that she would be like perfectly on time either. And yeah, she is dressed in a very typical pastel goth kind of clothing, but with a twist of that she is wearing punk boots. And yeah, she walks in wearing her black dress with a little bit of pastel pink tint to it, wearing her pretty how do you say that? An uncommon kind of school bag, which has those little bat wings on them, and put on it is a pastel print of a cat, which is twirled around a skull in a graveyard, kind of really going for this goth kind of style, but with this twist of pink and purple to it. And yeah, she would have had the message on her phone as she was walking towards school, and she would have just responded like, "Hey, yeah, sorry, I am on my way right now." And as she arrives, she would just look around, trying to find her friends, like Maya and Penny.
I'd say at this point, like Maya has obviously got the message and like caught up with staring at the sky Penny. Sky Penny, if you will. The barrier's fine now, mostly. After that odd flicker, it's gone back to being normal. By the time your friends arrive. Conveniently.
Okay. She's been staring up at the sky for a few minutes, and as they approach, she just says, "Huh, the sky was being funny."
What do you mean by being funny?
when Maya says that, and like, I guess she also sees Shelby coming over. She just waves that her over, waves them over, and says, "I saw the barrier fade for a minute, just really quickly, and then the sky turned blue for like a second, and then back to purple."
Huh. Have you seen that before? I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either, GM.
No one has seen this before.
Okay.
Maybe they're doing maintenance work.
But it's weird, it's never happened before. If it was maintenance work, it would have happened more often, right? I don't know. The sky's being weird. Yeah, I don't want people to think I'm like losing my mind. So just between the three of us for right now. I mean, we could probably tell Felix,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen them around in a while.
Yeah. I think it's fine. It's just one little thing. Nothing bad's happened yet.
Yeah, I guess.
No,
I
maybe.
just... I don't know if I
Maybe-
should just forget about it or if it's like the beginning of something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Maybe we should just look out for it more often, but we haven't seen it before. It might just been like this weird thing, or
so
maybe you're just still tired, you know?
maybe. I mean, I did
Maybe.
pull a double yesterday at the dance studio, you know, classes all afternoon. So once is a coincidence. Once is a coincidence, right? Twice is an event. 3 times is
A problem.
problem. Okay. Once is a coincidence. Twice is an event. 3 times is a problem. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. And then she finally moves away from the wall and just says, "We should get to class."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, class. Homeroom is about as you expect it. It's announced officially that the school is going to be putting on a Shakespearean play called The Tempest as a production. This is not in lieu of the school musical. There will be a school musical, but that's being pushed more towards the summer. So normally it was musical in the winter and then something else in the summer. But this year they decided to flip it the other way round. So drama production first in the winter and then musical in the summer. The logic being they'll sell more tickets in the summer because it's brighter and people are happier. Apparently.
Wait,
More
how
likely to
does
watch a
this work
musical in the
for
summer.
how does this work for the students that are graduating? They audition for the play and then in the summer they participate in it even though they have graduated? Is that how that works?
So it happens before graduation.
Okay,
So like spring.
End of the year, closer to the end of the year. Okay.
Close to the end of the year. And I mean, to be honest, it sounds like it's been very haphazardly planned. As if this wasn't the original plan and something is now like there's lots of details missing in the announcement about, you know, like normally they'd give a quick review of what it is and a quick review of the roles and what kind of people they're looking for. This was very much off the cuff, being, hey, we're doing the Tempest this winter. There's a sign-up sheet out in the corridor by the principal's office. If you want to try out for something, put your name there.
Are we all in the same homeroom? Like, is our squad all in the same homeroom?
You're all the same. Remind me again, because I haven't had a chance to get everyone's sheets. I think everyone's the same year, aren't you? You're all.
Oh, I think I might have made Penny a year older than everyone, but for the sake of the story, we can just all be the same year.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure in some schools, especially smaller schools, seniors and juniors probably do share the same homeroom, just because, well, it's easier.
There's not that many of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
And Penny is clearly giving off like big sister energy now. Like, something isn't right. This is not how the drama department runs these things.
This is a grand tragedy.
No, it's more like this isn't how it's normally done. This is so weird.
I'm gonna pass. Can I pass Penny a note saying that
Okay.
I saw Ellie practicing a monologue?
Okay. Yeah, and Penny looks at this and she's like, there is a look on her face that just is like processing the note, and then like a flash of like determination. I'm just like, and Maya and Shelby will recognize this, and then you just see Penny stand up from her desk and just run for the sign-up sheet. Just walks out of the classroom and runs for the sign-up sheet. But yeah, she doesn't say anything out loud. She just hides the note and stuffs it in her backpack to, protect the unnamed. But she just runs to the sign-up sheet.
Awesome. So the big question really is, I'm guessing, what role would Penny want to go for? Lead?
Hold on. Let me double check something, because it's been a while since I've read The Tempest. I'm
So,
that nerd, but also...
I would probably say main characters are probably Prospero, Miranda, Ariel.
I think she would just... yeah, I think she would want to go for, like, Miranda or Ariel. Probably Miranda.
Awesome. You notice that Ellie's name is on there. Already. I'm gonna roll. Not for Miranda. For Prospero, the Duke of Milan.
There is an internal monologue.
Yeah, there's a bit of a moment
of her brain. She's like, I'm not gonna can't have her play my dad. That's weird. And then instead she signs up to she signs up to audition for Ariel, because she's just like, that's weird. And then she steps away. She goes back to the classroom really quickly.
I don't think anyone questions this, really. I don't think the teacher really says anything. I think this is potentially a common occurrence here, where Penny just gets a little hyper and decides to go do something, but they always know that Penny will come back. So
she does return. For the amount of time it takes for her to put her name on the sign-up sheet, she immediately comes back.
Awesome. you have regular classes for the rest of the day. We're going to jump to lunchtime. And you notice that a couple of Ellie's friends have noticed what Ellie's doing and what auditioning for. And in typical teenage senior fashion, there's a little bit of teasing going on. Over why would you pick, why are you wanting to play a male role? Isn't that a bit silly? Like, you could so do Ariel. Or Miranda. Ellie doesn't look too fazed by this. To be honest, she's probably giving as good as she gets, mostly because her status in the so-called social pyramid basically allows her to turn around these girls and go, yeah, well, I know what you did during summer. So unless you want everyone to find out about that nose job you had, you'll be quiet.
Oh man, it's
kind of
that kind of high school.
It's not necessarily that kind of high school. It's that group of like cheerleaders. They are very stereotypical social pyramid girls. Teenage girls who have a weird like social hierarchy that has no logical basis in anything, but everyone swears they have to abide by it, otherwise, you know, they're
they get
piranhas.
Toppled off the,
yeah,
they get toppled off the pyramid.
Yeah, like
Alexa, play Status Quo from the High School Musical soundtrack.
It's like Mean Girls.
Yeah.
It's not High School Musical. It's Mean Girls.
It's very
straight up will.
Yeah, it's Ellie and Co definitely are more from the Mean Girls philosophy than the High School Musical philosophy.
Raise your hand if you've been victimized by Ellie.
Yeah, I imagine everyone at one point has. You do.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
I just picture that scene, and everyone's just raising their
hands very slowly. I will give you one other very interesting tidbit of information regarding Ellie. She is from a magical family. However, she is not a witch. Her older brother is.
Is her older brother hot?
I was gonna say,
I'll roll
older
for
brother.
it. That's a natural 20. So yes, he definitely is hot. He's 18 years old.
Is he also a senior or has he graduated? That's the other part.
I'm going to say he hasn't graduated. It's his final year.
So he's in classes.
He's in classes with you, with Penny. Yeah. So you've got Aaron, which is Ellie's older brother, who is a witch. Their mother and father are witches. Ellie is seemingly not. So Ellie knows about your universe, but doesn't actually know magic herself. She's been to classes. She's tried to attend some magical classes with you to try and see if she can ignite some kind of potential. Nothing seems to come to mind. So she has a very weird relationship with you three, well, four with Thingy as well, where she has to keep it a secret that you are witches. She can't just use that as an insult or a bargaining chip. But there's also a deep, like, resentment and jealousy there. Especially because she's very much into her horticulture. And, yeah.
Or what?
Horticulture, plants.
You did say horticulture. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not. Oh, I realised I could have said horticulture. No, horticulture. Plants. She very much likes the plants. Again, another activity she tends to keep from the pyramid. The Miller household is quite big. So they've got quite an expansive garden. And she spends quite a lot of time, like, looking at that. And she really wanted to get into alchemy. But without... Alchemy relies on magical abilities to, you know, take mundane ingredients and make them magical. So no matter how hard she tries, she can't do it. But yeah, that's poor old Ellie. The non-magic mean girl. But hey ho.
Is it bad that I want to, like, I can fix her?
Oh, I'm sorry that Penny's so mean. She's going to destroy this girl.
So, like, people like Ellie are rare. It's more common. It's more common for people of two non-magical parents to have a magical child than it is for two magical parents to not have a magical child. It's not unheard of, but exceedingly rare.
Penny just sees the mean girl and is just like, do not like her, and does not. She wouldn't know all of that background stuff, would she? Like, she wouldn't know that she has magical, or not, or she's non-magical, right?
Oh, you
Like,
would.
no-
It's common enough knowledge amongst the teenage witches because you've all, so, you know, outside of school, you all take extra magical classes. So you all exist as a kind of separate year group, almost, different at the Coven household. So you've definitely bumped into her at the Coven. You know who her brother is. It's definitely no secret that she has no magical ability.
Is there a upper age limit by which magic has to manifest, and otherwise it's like gone?
Magic has to manifest by 18 years old.
By 18. And what's the earliest it can manifest?
13.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So she still has time.
Ellie has about a year.
Yeah, because she's a junior, right?
Yeah.
She has time.
Just has a year.
Gosh, now that I know this, I feel like a jerk a little bit.
So,
Like,
I mean, don't feel like too much of a jerk, because don't get me wrong, when she goes on one, she is a real mean girl.
I want to have like a thing with Ellie where like she used to bully me for being adopted, and then I got magical abilities, And I told
You're
her to eat
adopted.
it.
Well, I can cast magic and you can't, so I think we're even.
Yeah, I think there's the balance of like, um, she's the mean girl, but Penny's like, I can do magic. So there's like they're at a standstill
Yeah.
where they're constantly clashing. It's been like a years long rivalry of just them clashing, but it's like, but now she has it in she she has it in her mind that she's going to audition for the play and like
Yeah. Play mode.
assert her dominance and also maybe try to date her brother just out of spite.
Aaron is a very well respected witch. Definitely not a bad boy type. Very much. He's a kind of person who wears sweater vests. But
forget Penny for a second. That's Anne's type. Love a sweater vest boy.
Yeah, sweater vest, nice slacks, good shoes. A bit on the pompous rich side, a little bit. Leans a bit more in that direction. More than like a rebellious type. But he's gentlemanly. He's, generally well liked in the magic community in Tanner. Very adept at enchantment. Very good at making people do what he wants. With his enchantment magic. I mean, he never has to go and pick up anything from the cafeteria. Everyone picks everything else up for him. It's very much like that kind of, I could do it, but I could make you do it for me.
This guy, I could fix him.
Take him.
But no.
He's all yours.
I'm going to say Shelby, you give me a DC 5 range check.
Okay. Let's see. I have a D10. So it's not impossible.
I believe in you.
That is a 4, but I do have a +1 in magic. Does that count?
I'll say that counts, yeah. Just as you look up after hearing Ellie scream something about someone being flown over to Turkey for liposuction over the summer, you watch as the barrier flickers again.
Okay. Penny, did you see that? The barrier.
Dude,
it just did
do I
the
see
thing
it?
again.
Do I
It
see it?
happened again.
Penny, you don't see it this time. I think your eyes are too locked onto Ellie to kind of notice what's happening around you.
She's zeroed in on Ellie like, how am I going to destroy her life this year? I have 1 year. At the end of this year, I'm done. I'm graduating. I gotta ruin her life. They're like just internal monologue.
Until Shelby pulls you out of it.
Does Maya see it?
Give me a DC 5 range check as well.
Brains?
Range, yeah.
Nope. 6.
6.
Oh.
Yeah, you see it too.
Yeah,
For
and then-
you, because you're the only person who scored higher than the minimum to get this, I will say that you, as it flickers, you swear you can see a crack, but then once it stopped flickering. It's gone.
I'm gonna look at Shelby because Shelby seems to be the only other person who saw it. And I was like, wait, did you see the crack?
The crack? No? What are you
It
talking about? It just flickered.
It looked like it was like broken.
Penny just holds
Huh.
up 2 fingers.
Yeah, I think
She doesn't question it just because she didn't see it. Like, she believes her friends, right? So she just holds up 2 fingers.
well, let's start freaking out once it's 3.
We literally had the 2 events in the
conversation.
space of a few hours. If I will be extremely surprised if we don't have an event by the end of the day. No, I will be surprised if we. Okay, we have an event. I'm surprised we won't. I'll be surprised if we don't have a problem by the end of the day. Sorry. I misspoke.
Which problem are you talking about, Ellie or the crack?
Oh, I've got a
Yeah.
solution for one of those problems.
So auditions are later in the week. So you've got a few days until that becomes a thing. After lunch, it's back to lessons. More math and trigonometry and algebra and I'm getting memories. Just,
Poor Hedge.
See, I'm quite good at math. English was one that got me. Writing really long essays about the Tempest. This is my revenge. And Macbeth. Macbeth was another one I had to write very, very, very many essays on. After school, you have a magic lesson over at the Coven household. It's at 5 o'clock, so you got some time to travel.
Yeah, I remember now the magical item that I had for Penny. I had to look it up. It's earrings
Yes.
actually, and so she is just like, they don't fit her aesthetic, I guess. So she doesn't wear them usually. She has them like in her bag until it's time for class and she has to travel.
Yeah.
You said it's at 5 p.m., right?
Yeah.
So she you know, at the end of the day splits off from her friends and says, "Hey, I'll see you guys at magic class. I'm going to go and fit a hip hop class in at the dance studio before then. So I'm just gonna take a 90-minute dance class, 2 hours, just gotta work this energy off of, like, I'm just so worked up about Ellie and now weird things are happening. It's just like, I gotta go work off some of this energy before magic class. Also, are you guys planning on getting involved with that Tempest production? I mean, I'm only doing it to kind of be annoying to Ellie. I'm more looking forward to the musical, actually, because there's actually dancing in that, and I'm really good at that. You guys have plans? Shelby?
No, not really. I would probably work on the costumes. Maybe I'll see if there's a spot available there, but I will not be joining in for the Tempest. I like the idea of nagging at Ellie, but I'll do it in another way.
I think Miss Feroz will have all the art students help with like prop production and stage set shenanigans. So, yeah. Are there other like very small side characters that I can play? I have no idea. I'm very uneducated about the Shakespearean.
Yeah, no, there's loads of what you'd consider side characters.
There's also a goddess of agriculture. Seeing with your family.
Oh yeah, there is the goddess of agriculture in this story, the Roman goddess of agriculture. I think that'd be really cool, actually, if you're interested. I don't think she's in the play that much, though.
Is there like a wacky character?
Ooh, the wackiest.
You could be the drunken butler. The king's butler.
I mean, you could be
Stefano.
Stefano, Cincolo.
The jester.
Yeah, the jester.
I mean, if you really want to explore some of the goofier like side characters or whatever, we'll break it down after magic class if you want to go through some of that. But I was just curious. I was just curious. I decided to sign up to audition for Ariel because I wanted to audition for Miranda, but Ellie's auditioning for Prospero, and I'm like, no, I don't want to play her daughter, and that's just weird. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in magic class, and you see Penny zoom away towards wherever the dance studio is in this small town. The one dance studio.
Yeah, the one dance studio. It's on the main street. Kind of just like nestled behind two bigger buildings. Okay. So, Maya and Shelby, you're walking back together. At this point, I'm not going to make you roll third time.
Oh, Lord.
Because you know what to look for this time. But the barrier flickers once more. This time, however...
Oh no.
The crack is visible to both of you. It's bigger. It's wider. And it's weird. You'd think looking through a crack, you just see the sky. The normal blue sky behind it. You don't. The crack is filled in with like a black, almost starry night.
Okay, so I feel like Shelby would just immediately get her BlackBerry out and start texting Penny like, Penny, it's a problem now. And I think it's bigger than we would like it to be. And just describe how the crack looked with the starry night.
Okay. It takes multiple text messages because it takes more than like 350 characters.
Yeah, it's like she's just texting like 5 words a message, just spamming you all the way.
I just hear like furious clicking next to me, and I'm just also like panicking. Like, what do I do? What do I say? Who do we tell?
Penny? Okay, so how soon after Penny takes off that this happens? Is this like an immediate thing?
No, it happens just as you're entering the dance studio.
There's like... she has to turn off the sound on her phone as the messages are going in. And, she looks at all the messages and the panicked ones from Maya, like, what do we do now? So, in terms of the structure of the coven, like, do we have adults that we talk to? Like, who is the...
there's loads of adults.
We need psychologists.
Responsible.
I think one of the adults will be, like, the Miller family, right? Obviously, it would make sense.
So, there's So there's no strict kind of educational hierarchy in the Coven. A lot of the parents of the families in Tanna kind of offer classes based on what they're good at. There is a strict hierarchy in terms of the council that live in Tanna.
Is there like a governing body of important adults?
Yeah, the council is the highest ranking group you could go to here. They are in charge of the Coven here in Tanna and in charge of all Covens, actually. The Coven to rule Covens, if you like. There's 3 people that make up the council. You've got its leader, Amanda Aston, of the Aston family. You have Claire Montgomery, of the Montgomery family. The Montgomerys are the ones who founded Tanna, and the ones who made the barrier and cast the spell for it. And then you've got the Macmillan family, a slightly newer addition to the council. Council families do switch every now and again.
So is this part of our knowledge then? We would know that the Montgomerys are responsible for the barrier.
Yeah,
sort of thing?
it's if you grew up in Tanna, it's like basic Tanna knowledge. Like when there's a Founders Day celebrating the founding of the town, it's actually to celebrate the Montgomerys' ranch. So to give you context geographically, the Montgomerys own about 30,000 acres of land. Some of it stretching past Seattle and going up into like the inner reaches of Canada. It's a massive stretch.
They own parts of Canada too?
Yeah, like it dates back to the fact that back when the town was founded in 1860, the Canadian border hadn't been fully drawn. It's a really weird map anomaly to the fact that, well, they hadn't actually made the demarcation line yet, so it was actually possible to own land on both sides. But yeah, there's about 30,000 acres, most of it farmland, and it's all run by ranch hands. It's a little bit of southern cowboy America right up here in the north where it snows a bit. But it started out as a ranch town. So the Montgomerys built basically the foundations of the town.
Sure.
They were like, oh, this is a nice place for us to do magic quietly. Then the Astons came around like 20 years later from the East Coast. Very wealthy railway money. And was kind of like, hey, we can just like buy most of this and turn it into our little utopia. And it didn't quite work out that way because the Montgomerys are very loyal people and wouldn't sell a lot of land. But most of what you would call upper Tanna, the kind of like upper class, really expensive, going into the $1 million homes, are ones that the Astons have probably built over the years. They are responsible, where the Montgomerys have taken a step back in terms of like building shit in like the new millennia. The Astons have kind of taken over. So they're the ones building the strip mall. They're the ones building new housing developments. Montgomerys are just happy to farm. Give them their horses and their cattle and their lake, and they're quite happy. So at the moment, Amanda Aston is the leader of the council. The Astons have been in charge for about 50-odd years. No, that's a lie. They've been in charge for probably about 20-odd years now. It was formerly the Montgomerys, but it switched to the Astons rather unexpectedly.
How many years ago?
About 20.
I didn't catch that. 20, okay.
About
and
20.
what was the last third family that was in the council?
Macmillan.
Macmillan.
Yeah, the Macmillan family.
So Penny, the one text message that goes back, and as phones do in that era, they send twice to each person rather than a thread. Because, oh my God, I was a teenager in that era, and I was like, what the hell? Anyway,
good old
it
group
just
conference.
says, yeah, and then it just says the Montgomerys made the barrier. They should know. They should know about this problem.
Okay, we'll go talk to them. Talk is spelled
We'll go
TLK.
XOXO. See,
Yeah.
see,
XOXO with a little
magic
squiggly
laugh.
and a little star.
Am I aware of any like council meetings? Like, do they mean like do we have access to the council?
Oh God, yeah. Like the council's not some like special entity hidden behind a secret door. It's a perfectly logical question to ask. No, they are just normal witches. Amanda spends most of her time now in the Coven household itself. Claire Montgomery is there most of the time, usually just to wind Amanda up. There's a bit of tension between the two families at the moment. So like, yeah, suffice to say, the council wind each other up at this point.
They're like siblings.
Yeah, Amanda is much more kind of my way or the highway kind of woman, whereas the rest of the council are like, hey, we still exist and this is a team thing. Don't go making too many decisions on your own. Like, you're the leader of the council because one of us has to make decisions like on the day there and then. Someone has to run the household. Someone has to deal with all the witches coming from other covens and like be the dignitary and be that kind of person. But that doesn't give you ultimate authority. Yeah, Amanda's an interesting woman.
Okay, and another question.
Yeah.
What is the vibe check around the different families, like their kids? Like, do one of their kids, like the council's kids, hate us for whatever reason? Like,
so
how are
the council
interacting with
kids?
their kids?
The council kids are all about 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, they're little kids.
They're little kids. You've got so the Macmillans. The Macmillans have Serena, a little girl. The Montgomerys have Lilith.
Of course.
And the Astons have a baby boy called Carlisle.
A little babe.
Yeah,
More
little,
like
7 years
gosh.
old. About 7. I say, but he's mentally
I
he's a
you
bit
meant,
more
like,
of a
baby.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're all about 7 or 8 years old. They're all born within about a year of each other, which is kind of a tradition. The council families tend to have kids around the same time to avoid generational issues. Where
Yeah, but then they all go on maternity leave at the same time. Who's running things?
yeah,
The men.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the leader of the Montgomery clan used to be John Montgomery.
Claire's dad.
Fair.
Claire's dad, yes. Who was very much a traditional cowboy, rootin' tooting type.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, very much a yeehaw magic witch.
Are they little demon children that just make your life miserable, or are they chill? Are they like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone?
Serena probably is a bit of a Kevin McAllister, a bit of a trickster. Lilith is quite quiet.
Okay.
Carlisle has a cacophony of confidence issues, even for like a 7 or 8 year old.
Oh, that kid sounds like he needs a hug. Okay, deal with that later. So Lilith is the Montgomery kid, correct?
Yeah.
The shy, quiet one.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay.
If me and Shelby are already on our way to the Coven household, yeah, could we just get there faster? Could we run?
Can we run? Yeah, I mean, we can run. You get there. We'll pick
or
up.
Use our brooms.
Use our broom /
I was
not
gonna
brooms.
say, we just have a broom.
My brooms are like my Heelys.
I mean, to be fair, like Tanner's big enough, like it's small enough that you can get from one side to the other on a bike in less than an hour.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's not one of those. I mean, there's no public transport here at all, because there would be no demand for buses that go in a very small circle. So it's very. I mean, and because you're teenagers, like you know every little alleyway that you can like dip into, and the odd fence you can jump that you maybe shouldn't jump. To speed the journey up. So it only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to make it to the Coven household. And we'll go into that after our break. I think it's a good time to take a quick break. Because I need the toilet. I'm
gonna get a snack.
Yeah, I've got a snack. I've not opened it yet because I've been stressing too much to eat my chocolate. So that's kept my adrenaline up. So we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. So we'll be back at 9 o'clock our time. 10 minutes time. Go stretch, go hydrate, do what it is you need to do. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and we'll see you then. And 0. Welcome back. Hope we had a good break. Good stretch. We are going to pick up pretty much where we left off. So for Shelby and Maya, you were running off to the Coven household. Coven household's probably not the wrong word. It's more of a kind of gated house. Nestled on a kind of like hill almost, surrounded completely by a brick fence. Well, a brick wall, not brick fence, that's the wrong word. Surrounded by a brick wall is this centuries-old Gothic 7-bedroomed house that's, well, manor house really, that's been converted into the headquarters of the Coven. To the mundane, it's a clubhouse for a exclusive club that no one quite knows what it's called. No one quite knows what the admissions for entry are. It can't be wealth because, well, have you seen some of the people that go in there? So it's just a clubhouse, but to witches, it is the head of, well, everything. Because it's the end of the day, there's not a lot of activity going on. Like, day-to-day activity in the Coven household isn't, like, massive. It tends to get slightly busier in the evening, as people finish work and start coming in. You go through the gates and begin to walk up the driveway. There's the big defining feature is there's one like turret tower coming out of the top left side. It goes up to like the 4th floor. Entering through the main door like you always do, you come up into a nice marbled floor. Recently installed, not part of the original house. Sort of 2 staircases going up round to the upper floor, and a door under one of the stairs on the left with a huge padlock on it. Yes, you go in the stairs, and on the stairs there left, there's a huge door with a padlock on it, and a note, which you have seen many times, which says, essentially, this is the basement, do not enter, basement is changing configuration. You would know that the basement is enchanted. Is a magical basement. In a nutshell, it's a magical experiment gone a little wrong. Basically, what happened if someone casted the back rooms as a physical location? It is a void of nothingness that goes on for potentially infinitum. Very useful for storing things. If you need a pop-up room, the basement can make you a pop-up room. Slight problem, every now and again it randomly reconfigures itself. and the door that you thought would get you in now takes you somewhere else. So people have gone missing because the basement has reconfigured itself and they've not been seen again. Likewise, back in the late 80s, a person who entered the basement in 1920 suddenly walked out, as if they hadn't aged a day. Because the rules of reality don't seem to apply in the basement either. But yes, at the moment...
So now they've effectively locked it, so even if someone does have the chance to escape...
Yeah, even if they have to escape, it's the Amanda's logic is, if I put a lock on it, more idiots won't go inside it. Because teenagers and little kids seem to think the basement is a nice place to go play. And after nearly losing Carlisle, that's locked now. That is an out of bounds area for the household. To the right of the main entranceway is the dining room, which has probably the longest table you've ever seen. Has about,
God.
20 to 30 chairs tops, with like nice old styled oak tables and chairs. To the left, you've got the beginning of the reception rooms, like a network of like differing rooms and studies, and the kitchen at the back. You've got a veranda that almost goes the entire circumference of the house. It's very expensive, and you're not quite sure you ever remember it not being like this. But over the years, Amanda has kind of deliberately made it more expensive and started upgrading the property and putting more expensive things in. There are rumours that she may try to sell the place to make some quick money, because she likes money. She's very money-orientated, the woman. Upstairs, on the upper levels, you've got the bedrooms. On the second floor, the third floor, you've got a library and various different studies. And the fourth floor, the turret, is Amanda's office. All in all. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be many people around, except for a very chill calico cat sort of lounging on one of the stairs.
The calico, let's go.
You would know this cat to it's kind of the unofficial mascot, I guess, of the Coven, called Allcaster. Allcaster, as in all that casts.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, Allcaster can talk.
Which pronouns do they use?
They use he, him pronouns. Is a male cat. But yes, there's a talking cat called Allcaster. If you believe Allcaster, and not many people do. But if you ask him, he will tell you that he is Amanda's husband. That was cursed into being a cat.
Penny would absolutely believe it.
Maya would also believe that.
But I mean, Amanda's husband has never been seen. So it could be true. But yeah, anyone who listens, it's very much a case of, I'm her husband and she turned me into a cat. Because...
That's so funny.
I don't...
Oh, yeah.
I don't think even he knows why he was turned into a cat, allegedly. But
Such an unfortunate existence.
I mean, look, he's happy. He gets to lounge around all day and have zero responsibility. And he gets to prowl around town. So, he's a happy cat. The Montgomerys haven't arrived yet. They're not due to arrive for a little while longer. You can hear Amanda kind of fudging along the upper floors. There's a couple of other adults lurking around the place. Specifically, in the alchemy lab at the back of the house.
I think Maya would probably ask Shelby, not ask, but kind of just say, I don't think we should talk to Amanda about this.
Yeah, I don't know. She might know something about it. Maybe we should just ask if she has seen the same thing.
But
I
then
doubt
she might ask us
if we
saw
tell
it.
Claire. I doubt if we tell Claire that Amanda wouldn't know about it later on.
But I
So we
think
might as well,
Claire
right?
telling Amanda is better than us telling Amanda. Sorry.
Yeah. But we can try. We have seen.
I'm not telling
the sky.
Amanda.
Then I will.
I will.
Okay. You can go ahead and tell Amanda.
Saying that, before Maya could even say something back, I would just rush up the stairs and try to find Amanda,
Hello,
probably
Amanda.
in something like the library.
I'm going to hide.
So,
Wait, can I actually? I'm gonna hide. Wait, can I become? I can't become invisible, but I can be not seen. But I don't want to do that just yet. That's fine.
I mean, you could try and cast an invisibility spell.
Let's do that. Then.
I mean, I would say that it's about a DC 7 flight spell. So you get to roll your flight, and you get to roll your D4 for magic as well.
Oh, okay. So 2 D4s? Or a D4 plus whatever my flight is.
Yeah. So you roll a flight check, and then you roll an extra D4 on top.
I got a 7. Exactly.
Invisibility is a really tricky spell to cast, and, seasoned witches can struggle with it. So it's not... you are there kind of struggle it. The first time you cast doesn't work, the second time you cast doesn't work, and then the third time it just about works, and you are now invisible. You still make noise, but you can't be seen. Visually.
I'm gonna slip behind Shelby when she enters Amanda's room and just like up against the wall like a lizard. Just
okay. So you go up to Amanda's office on the 4th floor. The door's slightly ajar. Does Shelby knock or just push the door open?
I think what she would do is she would first get the door open, see if she is noticing that, and then just slightly knock on the door if she doesn't.
She is currently sitting at her desk, surrounded by what looks like a mountain of paperwork that doesn't seem to be getting any smaller. Because, fun fact, it's enchanted. Every time she takes a piece of paperwork off it and puts it onto the done pile, another one appears on the to-do pile. It's basically requests for stuff from other covens. Being a leader is more like being admin. There's a lot of admin involved. Can't get rid of red tape, even if you are a magical person. So you've got this kind of 30-year-old, dark, like 35-ish, kind of dark black hair running down to her shoulders. If you've ever watched Doctor Who, kind of like Missy, it's the same kind of actor that we use the face claim. And Amanda is very much a Missy kind of person. She kind of looks up, sees this pastel goth like standing at the doorway, and there's just this like visible look of like ugh on her face. Just like her eyes drop slightly, and it's just like, yes. What do you want?
Hi, me and my friend, we just walked in, and we have a slight thing that we wanted you to, or that that we wanted to ask you
Words,
about.
dear. Use words.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have seen the sky flickering multiple times today.
Sorry, I just
Are
want to
you
hear.
aware of this?
The sky is flickering. That is what you're
Yes.
trying to tell me.
Yes. We've seen a crack in it. And it's not just a regular crack, it had the full-on Starry Night in it.
Are you sure that
And we
potentially you are not on crack yourself? What you are saying is insane.
I could ask my friends to confirm it.
You see Amanda lifts her
We
one
should've
finger,
left it,
lifts her
really.
hand, clicks her fingers. Maya, you feel your invisibility just drop.
No! I'm still on the wall like
like
this.
that.
And then when it drops, I'm just like, ugh.
It's like, it's clever doing invisibility, I will admit. But I can also still sense you. You're teenagers. You can't control your magic. You reek of it.
Oh, but we're the
Shelby
ones
is
with
just
crap,
starting
okay.
to regret
Okay.
going to Amanda.
Do you know
And
what?
she's just looking at Maya like,
Look. Maybe you saw a crack in the sky. I assume you're
We did.
talking about the barrier, not the actual sky.
We're talking about the barrier. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
And there was a crack in it, and we saw it.
Well,
How
in
many
which
claims of barrier flickers do you get?
0. The barrier is
So why would we
impenetrable.
lie about this? So why would we lie about this?
I suppose you have no reason. I can't be arsed dealing with this right now. I have my own stuff to deal with.
We can
And-
always go talk to Miss Montgomery.
The second you mention talking with Montgomery, there's this sort of like eye twitch in the left eye. There's no need Hang on. You see, she flickers through the desk and pulls out a key, and tosses the key to Shelby, and it's just like, that'll give you access to the entire library.
Well, thank you.
Like,
Do you think we can find any books about the barrier there, or?
I don't
She gave
know.
it to us, Shelby.
I don't know. Maybe you'll find something about, I don't know, learning how not to annoy people. I don't know, knock yourself out. With the books, preferably.
Okay.
Without saying anything, she would just slightly walk backwards. She just say to Maya, like, let's check out the library.
The entire time you
And
do
without saying
that,
thank you, she would just-
Amanda never breaks eye contact while you do that. Just this constant staring at you until you close the door. And even after you close the door, she's still staring at it for like 4 or 5 seconds just to make sure you're gone and you've not actually hid behind the door.
Could I have left
As we would-
like a small chocolate on her desk? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Miss
chocolate.
Aston. Thank you, Mrs. Aston.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can leave a
as-
chocolate on there.
As we
Yeah.
close the door, I think like Shelby would just extra, not screamish, but extra loudly say to Maya, like, "Yeah, we'll ask Claire about this later." And then they just walk to the library.
As you do that, you hear an entire stack of papers fall off the desk.
Amazing.
I love how Shelby and Maya are on the same page about this.
Okay, you have a key to the library. Well, the library's open. What the key opens is specifically the so-called restricted section. The bit where they put the books where they don't want everyone to go through every day. Because there's books are knowledge.
Can I text Penny
Yeah.
that we're in the library?
Yeah.
Just meet us in the library.
I say at this point, Penny, you've probably left the dance studio and you're probably on the way there yourself.
Yeah, and Penny asks, "How did it go with Claire?"
Shelby would just text as well in the meantime. And just like, we got a key from Amanda. Yeah, Claire isn't here yet, but I'm gonna have to try this key on the basement as well. And she just starts continuing her thing with the library until Penny gets there.
Yeah. See, imagine a montage of Penny skating across town.
As fast as she can.
She's very fit, but also it's a long way there.
I mean, to be fair, you're on roller skates, so you're faster than the average teen.
Yeah. Well, that is absolutely true.
So the Tanner Coven Library is a bit of a mind bender, mostly because. To steal another Doctor Who quote, the library's bigger on the inside. What looks like a normal, average-sized 6x6 room on the outside, when you enter it, it has 2 floors. It has a spiral staircase going between them. And the restricted section is on the upper floor at the back behind massive iron grills.
Is it a blue door?
It is not a blue door. You get the impression the door that is there now is not the original door.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a lot of this looks too new. And you can actually see pinned on the wall by the library a little drawing by Amanda for what she envisages the library will look like in the future. Fun fact, there are no books in this library. It's a spa.
What?
Huh.
It is a 2-story spa and relaxation center.
She's
Like right
Wait.
now, or that's what she wants?
That's what she wants. So it's kind of like, you know, when you go past those new housing developments and people they put like that poster at the front, kind of like this is what it's going to look like. It's an artist's impression of what Amanda wants to do with the place.
planning to scrap the library? What the hell?
Claire will hear about this.
There will be words. But yeah, there's a lot of books here. Any like magical like category you can think of, there's a book for it here. Amanda hasn't given you the key specifically to find something. In fact, she's given you the key to basically get rid of you. So is there anything in particular you want to look for?
We're going straight to where that key opens a door. That's what Maya wants.
The thing that Shelby probably Shelby is probably just looking for like books about the creation of the barrier, see if there's any information like about it that's been written down. See if like the common knowledge of the village is like expanded in a book.
So there is a book that talks specifically about the barrier. It's not as ancient as a lot of people think. It was created by... I'm trying to remember on the family tree now. It was created by John's mother, Cordelia Montgomery, as a kind of protection against supernatural elements that were threatening Tanner at the time. Now, Cordelia was a top tier abjuration witch, like a once in a generational kind of thing. Her most powerful spells were written in her grimoire, and that is still a Montgomery family secret. That book has not left the ranch, assuming that's where they kept it, for a very long time. Abjuration witches tend to be rare.
Funny thing you should say that, because I was thinking maybe Penny could do like protective magic, like abjuration stuff.
Standard abjuration, what you'd probably call like the standard class of magic, yeah, most people can make standard barriers, most people can make protective wards. But when you go to like the advanced level of abjuration, like that becomes exceedingly rare. Like the ability to create enough magical output to create a barrier that could last, well, longer than you live is, well, there's only about 2 or 3 recorded instances in magical history where that's ever happened. One of them is an enchantment spell. So, fun fact in this universe, the pyramids of Giza aren't real. They're an illusion.
What?
What?
It's an illusion spell created thousands of years ago.
What is
Yeah,
the
what?
illusion spell?
What are the pyramids of Giza? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, the pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the pyramids.
The pyramids. Yeah. The pyramids aren't real. It's an illusion spell.
It was a bunch of wizards playing a prank.
It was basically a bunch of witches. The original,
A bunch of witches.
the story goes that the witches accidentally blew it up practicing fireball spells, and rather than fixing it, they created a permanent illusion.
Oh my god!
That wipes the memory of anyone who discovers that it isn't real.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And to this day, it still exists. There are very few spells that can last that long.
That is some top tier subterfuge, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean,
That's hilarious, though. Like, oh, we blew it up. Well, what do we do, guys?
it's like, it took a very long time for people to build this. I don't think they'll be happy.
Let's cover it up.
Yeah, let's cover it up. Look.
No, the funnier thing would be if they gave no explanation and they just disappeared. And then like the witches made like some like funky lights in the sky so it could be like aliens.
I bet those witches were teenagers blowing up. They
For
just blew it up.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this barrier was made by Cordelia. The actual physical spell that made it is not known. It is a restricted spell only to the Montgomery clan. And the impression you get is that even if Claire had the spell, she might struggle herself to cast it. Fun fact. Carlisle has recently been magically assessed to judge magical ability and scored abnormally high on abjuration.
Once a generation sort of story?
Yeah, once a generation kind of. A bit of background lore. When you get to about 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9-ish, that kind of age, while you can't physically manifest your magic yet, it starts to become detectable. So you can kind of screen someone to get an impression of how strong their magical ability is inside them and what kind of fields of magic that they excel at. What is unique about Carlisle is they found that he can do abjuration magic. He can only do abjuration magic. Which has caused, ever since that reading happened, Amanda has become colder. In a nutshell, it's considering that Carlisle is going to be the next Aston in line for the council, whether that's a leader or just a standard council member. To her, reputationally, she thinks that's bad. That my son can only do one school of magic, whereas everyone else can do multiple. She sees that as a weakness. She doesn't see that as, hey, my son is going to grow up to do some of the most powerful abjuration magic since Cordelia. Because that's the kind of woman Amanda is.
That kid's going to need some serious therapy as he grows up. I'm just saying.
So, fun fact, this universe is based on a text role play in the future. It's the same universe. And yeah, I write Carlisle in the future. He definitely needs therapy. He's definitely a therapy child. Grows up to have...
prevent that?
In theory, yeah, you could prevent that here. But yeah.
We're gonna rewrite history, Hedge.
That is why I've set it in a place where there's not much history in our lore. This is a nice little gap. But yes.
We're gonna face Carlisle. Carlisle's psychological issues.
But yes, there's no way you could recreate the spell. All you know is that the spell is intrinsically linked to the astral plane. It uses the astral plane as an anchor. The astral plane being a magical dimension that kind of surfaces over reality. Some people say it's the realm between life and death. Kind of the middle space. But the spell is anchored in astral space. Which would explain how it outlived its caster.
Right.
But we're getting onto advanced, like super advanced magical theory. When you start messing with astral stuff, that's when you need very responsible, very well-learned adults.
Penny bursts into the library.
Yeah. Just kicks the door down.
And she rolls
FBI, open up!
No, she just arrives as they're deep into research. Yeah. Just bursts into the library looking for them. Doesn't know that they've gone to the restricted section.
Well, at this point, you're not in the restricted section. At this point, you're just
not?
you're in the general section. It's general knowledge. This.
I thought they were looking for the door that the key.
Shelby
fits
wanted to
into.
get information on the barrier first, so I think we.
Shelby got
stopped there.
distracted.
Yeah.
No,
Shelby got distracted
Shelby-
and picked up the first barrier book.
But Shelby got some really nice information, and so did Maya, peeking over Shelby's shoulder.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay, so she doesn't actually rollerblade in the library, but she has her rollerblades like over her shoulder and her backpack like dance gear. She's got a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, so she goes to find her friends and looks at Shelby and the book, and then looks at Maya over Shelby's shoulder and says, "Did you guys find anything good?"
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
there's a
have
lot of
theory.
technical stuff in here, but
Maya
A
puts on a
barrier
conspiracy
theory.
hat.
Right.
it's a
So
tinfoil hat that we
Like Maya
found in the
ties
library.
her hair up.
just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Penny's hat's already backwards, so it's fine.
It just
we're all
turns.
like, she readjusts her hat. And she says, "All right. So we know that something weird is happening with the barrier. I can't believe you guys went to Amanda. She's scary." And she just kind of laughs.
Maya just points at Shelby. Like,
Shelby gets pointed at and she just looks at Maya like, what would you expect from me? Like,
wait,
we need a
for Miss
something.
Marjorie.
So you see Penny go like this, and it's just like, you know, the anime like sweat drop reaction. That's Penny right now, and she says, "Okay, it's fine. You guys aren't like too traumatized, right? She is actually scary." Are you okay, Maya? You don't seem okay. You're good.
She caught
just
me.
like,
She caught me.
"Oh." Okay. All right. So once we're properly recovered, Shelby has the right idea, hitting the books. It'll pass some time until Miss Montgomery gets here, at the very least. What do we know about the barrier? Abjuration magic. Ancient?
We're gonna tell
Ancient
Penny
astral
whatever.
So
Yeah, we're gonna tell Penny whatever we read in the book.
Astral plane? No way. I really should have been
I-
paying more attention in classes. That's probably something I would have picked up. Is it something I would have learned as an abjuration specialist?
So not as an abjuration specialist per se, but like it's general magical theory. The astral plane, the astral plane exists, and that's all we really know. Like a lot of witches think that it's where our magic powers come from, in some way, shape, or form. That witches and magi, to a degree, must be connected to the astral plane in some way.
Okay, so ties to the astral plane. I mean, we're all kind of tied to the astral plane in really weird ways, I think. And you see Penny kind of like thinking really hard, like she's trying to remember something.
And then you've got Maya to say with her theory.
I'm just waiting, like this, just
waiting to say it out loud.
What do you got, Maya?
Well, when me and Shelby were walking to the Coven household, we saw the third event thing happen, and we saw the crack become wider, and it was just starry black night sky, which is obviously not the normal sky because it is like checks like flips out her phone to check the time and be like 6 p.m.
Wait a minute.
So I think
it's not blue on the other side. I thought it was blue.
It's not the sky. I think the astral plane is leaking into Tanner.
Through the barrier. Through
the barrier.
Okay. So, other side, where the sky is blue, I mean, are you thinking that it's fine on the other side? It's just a Tanner problem?
It's probably fine. Do we know anyone who goes in and out of Tanner frequently? And is also magically inclined?
Most of the adults do have to leave Tanner.
Okay, so I'll say I can ask my dad if
your dad would know
if everything is fine. Yeah, if everything's fine on the other side.
Cause this.
Or we can ask Miss Montgomery when she comes back.
Yeah, if it's an astral plane sort of problem, it might be a Tanner specific problem. Because I don't think
sense.
Because if it's going through the barrier, I don't think the non-magical side of the barrier will be affected. At least that's my hope. I'm hoping we don't have to deal with a bigger problem.
So unless the other kids start seeing things in the sky, I think we're fine for now.
Amanda didn't see anything
if non-magical
either.
Kids started seeing cracks in the sky.
I mean, is it just because we're magical that we can see it?
Well,
I'm not sure. Amanda said we're crazy. She said she hasn't seen anything.
Yeah, but she's also old and cranky. Do we really trust her? That's why I specifically said we go to Miss Montgomery.
She may be old and cranky, but I'm sure she's wise enough to pick up on important information like that.
She threw a key at you, Shelby. She's not important.
She doesn't care about what we have to say. I didn't think she would care.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she cares. Maybe she does. Maybe she just shows it differently.
Good luck trying to find the non-existent heart in her chest. I appreciate your positive attitude and your outlook, Shelby, but I think Amanda's a lost case. Especially if she's gonna insult your intelligence. That's really not cool.
Well,
or whatever.
at least I
whatever
got a
she
key
said.
now. At least I got a key now. Should we
Just-
try and use it?
I mean, you don't have plans to return it, right? We can try the key anytime.
No, this key is mine now. She's
Wait,
not getting that back.
Okay, so where does it lead to? Did she say?
She just threw it at me and it was mine to find out.
I mean, you know what that means,
So let's
right?
figure out.
She hinted.
Basement?
Yeah, she hinted it would probably turn to the library.
Yeah.
Okay, stick the key in every hole. See what happens.
I mean, we know it's probably for the restricted section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
You
first thing we try.
The Penny's jaw drop at the mention of access to the restricted section. You could have led with that, Shelby.
That's what I was saying.
Well,
So
we
would-
could do it now.
Yeah, gone up the stairs. So
Maya Loki is slightly faster than Penny, just like motivated to go to the
Upstairs.
restricted section.
yeah, the key does unlock the restricted section. The key fits it perfectly. Clicks, opens the metal iron cast like garden doors almost. It's not a massive section. It's only about 12 bookcases.
It's a lot.
But a lot of the books are very old.
Damn, haven't seen the light of day in forever.
There's a good
So
reason
dusty.
why most of them
They
haven't.
smell like Amanda.
There are books here on advanced necromancy. There are books here on chronomancy.
The moment Shelby sees necromancy, she's taking that book. That's her.
There are magic. So there are magics that are like frowned upon, and then there are magics that are just like straight up illegal, and there's just different levels.
So yeah, magic has a ratcheting system. Necromancy in and of itself is not considered bad. But if you started raising armies of the dead, then we have a problem. So there are certain necromantic spells that are kind of taboo. Chronomancy is one that is just outright banned. If witches can start just jumping backwards and forwards in time at will, Life is Strange shit starts happening, and like you can't afford to have that, especially if witches are going in different directions.
In the band bookcase, Penny's just parked in front of the band bookcase, just like her head tilted to the side, looking at the different books.
There's books here on ultra advanced divination. How to not only see the future but affect the future. Divination, when it reaches its like absolute peak, can start to meddle with reality slightly. Like imagine someone who has a tarot deck who they can use the cards to change people's realities. And this is the bit where
I think all of us are getting our tarot
Yeah,
decks.
this is the bit where everyone picks up tarot cards.
I have
Wait, I
a
can be in
physical
the
deck.
I have the ones.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh.
Where did I put
We're
my
just going off the
actual
rails.
tarot deck?
Ooh.
Ooh.
They are pretty.
My cards have like gold embellishings on them.
So when are we meddling with reality?
Oh, they're
Here,
pretty.
Jeff.
And just oh, they're cute. Foreboding,
Chat, take a
but
screenshot.
cute. But no, there's hyper advanced divination books that even being close to them, you kind of feel like you can get divination just from being near the book. Like, standing near it, you can almost like... Put it this way, you hear Amanda coming down the stairs by standing next to the book before Amanda walks down the stairs.
Wow.
You standing near the
Is
book.
she actually coming?
She's not coming in the room. She's walking down the main staircase to go to the lower floors. But you can hear that happen and feel it happen before it happens when you're standing next to this divination book.
Take that fucking book.
Are there any books about like the history of Tanner?
Not in the restricted
history.
section itself. There's general history. Tanner itself, bizarrely, actually has a very simple backstory.
I was looking
There's-
for information about the supernatural threats that Tanner encountered, which
So-
resulted in the barrier.
There are werewolves have always been a threat throughout history. Tanner has historically had this problem. Washington State is full of forest, which makes it a very good hiding spot. So it was deemed that the town needed more protection, which was the reason for the barrier.
It was just werewolves.
Pretty much. There are other supernatural problem, like issues. Vampires tends to be a thing every now and again. They pop up. Magi can become... Magi used to be a problem. Magi aren't so much of a problem anymore. The witches and magi have kind of come to this kind of easy peace. In a nutshell, magi are another kind of magic caster who don't learn magic. They are born with it. When the second they are born, they are given a power and it manifests a tattoo on their body. However, they can only have one power. That's it.
Is what's his face? Carlisle or whatever, the little kid of
No.
Magi?
No. Carlisle's a witch. Carlisle's
Okay,
a witch that exhibits magi-like qualities, kind of, is the best way to describe
I
it.
was gonna say, is he an embarrassment to his family because he can only do one? Like he's a.
That's what Amanda thinks.
Because if he was a magi, he would be the coolest person in his family, right?
He technically is still the coolest person in his family. His mom is just
Total cow.
And his dad's
his mom
apparently
is
a
just
cat.
very daisy for some reason. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so magi aren't really that much of a threat anymore. They had their own little war amongst themselves 10 years ago that very much fractured them a little bit, and they've spent the past 10 years kind of reconsolidating themselves. So as a result, they're not looking to pick fights with witches. Witches, on the other hand, have been relatively stable for the past 200-300 years. No major disagreements, no major conflicts with each other. The Coven system is working bizarrely well, despite the fact that it's heavily decentralized. Everyone seems to pitch in and work together. Amanda is straining that slightly, but the system's holding. But yeah, werewolves.
Amanda's the worst.
Amanda is the worst. Vampires and werewolves are the biggest threats to Tanner. On a day-to-day basis, the barrier was specifically designed to prevent anything supernatural that wasn't a witch or a magi to enter Tanner.
Okay.
Oh no! So if the barrier's broken, things could get in
Yes,
that aren't supposed to come in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh.
At that point, I think as Penny has that realization that, oh, that's what the barrier's there for.
No, I think the realization is that bad things can come in and out now. Yeah. So, because she's an abjuration specialist, I feel like she would know that what the barrier is there for. I feel.
Yeah.
I think she just realizes that the problem is a big problem.
So Shelby's picked up this divination book that lets you see several seconds ahead into the future. You've already given it a bit of a flick. Going through, you can see loads of different types of advanced divination magics. Most of it is gobbledygook. It's the equivalent of someone, doing basic science and picking up a biochemistry book. Like, you recognize some of the words and what they're talking about, but most of this does not make sense at all. Then halfway through the book, the pages suddenly stop making sense. They go blank. And then as you flick through again, as you keep flicking through, a single paragraph of writing appears on the page. And every single page after is the exact same paragraph over and over and over and over again. You flick to the front of the book, and all of a sudden every page in the book is the same paragraph. Repeated over and over and over again.
Do I understand what it says?
Oh, it's plain English.
Or is it just...
It's plain English. It reads... I'll paste this in Discord, so don't worry about having to write it verbatim, because, I'm not evil enough to make you write it in your notes verbatim here and now. On the longest day of the year, the false girl will be crowned queen. The barrier falls. Tanner ends.
Okay. We might have a problem here. And I just show the paragraph to Penny and Maya, hoping that they can read it as well.
Yeah, they can read it. It's not just for you.
Maya looks at it and immediately is just like, I have more theories.
What does that even mean? Like, Penny looks at Maya and Shelby like she's just like having not a panic attack, but she's like freaking out now. Okay, so problem got even bigger. Great.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, the book is gonna go with me. I just put it in my bag. That is with me now.
Nothing bad will happen from taking a book out of the restricted section. Nothing at all.
No.
We'll be fine.
Listen, she threw the key. If it was that restricted, she wouldn't throw the key.
She was very irresponsible. Yeah.
Well, Norway, it compensates.
All right, so we definitely have more to discuss with Miss Montgomery when she gets here. What time does she even usually get here?
Around now-ish would be the time. I will say that Shelby picks up one other thing. Probably not important. But in that divination seeing the future, you get this, you can't see it. It's more of a feeling than a physical thing you see. You feel like you're standing in the same spot as somebody else. Not in the past, but the future. And it almost feels like Carlisle is standing there in the same spot you're at and is looking at a book adjacent to the one that you picked up. And it's a book to do with how to diagnose issues in... basically, how to diagnose issues with people struggling to cast divination magic. But the book feels off. You can't put what's wrong with it, but it's almost like that book has a magic effect around it. But I'm sure that's not important.
Wait, is that Carlisle in the future?
Future.
Like older Carlisle? Like teenage Carlisle?
Teenage Carlisle.
Okay. Not that I'm seeing this, but I'm just curious.
It's teenage Carlisle. About your age. That's kind of why you're seeing it. But yeah. There's a weird sensation that in the future, maybe history is repeating itself.
Oh no.
I will still keep the book. It's mine. I don't care.
Why would a book about issues be in the restricted zone? I didn't see anything. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
I will still relay that information to the rest, by the way. I will inform them of my experience with this book.
Yeah. Advanced divination basically advanced divination rehabilitation is kind of what the book's about.
Well, if Shelby does tell us, can I just look through the book?
Yeah, I mean, it's a normal book at this point. Nothing magical about it. It's basically like detailing ways that divination witches can reconnect with their divination focus. How to deal with specifically spirits, and how to... If you can see divination spirits, how do you control them? How do you tell them to stop? How do you get them to stop just popping your head and screaming and shouting?
Okay. Is there anything that's linked to abjuration in that?
Nope. Strictly divination.
Damn.
Okay. Weird. Carlisle.
So this will come in handy later.
No, I'm gonna keep the book back and just be like, I don't think we need this right now. But I'm gonna keep the information that I saw to myself.
You keep the information, I keep the book.
You keep your first book.
It's like, you're stealing too many books in the restricted section.
We can
We're gonna
steal
get
one.
caught.
Yeah, we can steal one.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Okay.
So, at this point, I guess what we would want to do is just wait for Claire. I don't know. She would arrive right now, right?
Yeah, she should be downstairs. In fact,
Okay.
you know. In fact,
Lock up
I'm gonna say this. You know she's downstairs because you can hear her, and you can hear someone else's voice. What you can hear is an argument. Well, it's not an argument. They're not arguing. They're sternly talking.
Yeah, not arguing. I'm sure.
Amanda is essentially bitching about how kids are now allowed to run free around the Coven household. Like she's not a babysitter, and having to give them keys to the restricted section just to get rid of them. As she says that, you sort of hear footsteps charging up the stairs. At that point, you see Claire opening the door to the library, looking pissed but not angry. She's got like blonde hair, like scraggly blonde hair. I think the face claim we had for her was Beth Dutton off Yellowstone. Kind of vibes.
Oh.
Was the original face claim for her.
My favorite Pride and Prejudice character.
So immediately, Penny kind of, like, as a reliable bestie, she will put herself, like, she'll take a step forward as if to kind of take responsibility for whatever they're about to get yelled at without even knowing what's going to happen. But she does kind of...
Claire, like, immediately, like, raises her arms, like, defensively, disarmingly. She doesn't shout at you at all. I've been told you've been given a key to the restricted section.
Yes.
Can I have the key back?
And she points
Shelby.
at Shelby.
Shelby would just reach out and
It was
looking at kind of disappointed, but
it was an ill-advised move on Amanda's part. However, I absolutely pleased to see you today. And she looks at her friends and says, "We've been meaning to talk to you, but someone jumped the gun and went to someone else instead and caused this entire mess in the first place."
whoops.
Maya blurts out, "We saw the barrier break."
And, like I said,
Just blurts it out.
so
Wait,
everyone's just firing off different...
She's just like caught in the, like a deer caught in the headlights. Like, we just saw it break.
Okay, let's take it from the top. Please. Key. First.
The key is... Yeah.
Second. Did you take anything from there? You're teenagers. What did you take?
We looked at some books.
Give me a DC 6 charm check.
Yes!
All of us, or just Maya?
Just Maya.
19!
You say it with such conviction that Claire was just like, okay, you're clearly... Why would you lie to me?
Exactly.
The book about the barrier at this point, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
No, the book about the barrier was normal general section.
Yeah, it was normal. Yeah, the barrier
Yeah,
was normal.
that was still lying on the floor as we just ran into the restricted area. So we just walk up to there and place it back. Like, this was the book that we were reading.
If you'd like for us to start at the beginning, I can tell you about what I saw this morning with the barrier blinking in and out and shimmering, and then Penny starts to monologue about how the sky was weird.
Well, that's definitely something.
And then she says, 1's a coincidence, 2's an event, 3's a problem. And then
we have a problem now.
She points at Shelby to continue the story from like lunchtime.
I saw you fill her in.
Yeah, we tell her about the track and the black starry night.
Okay.
Maya's also gonna add her theory about it might be the astral plane leaking in. Like, she's gonna add that on like very sheepishly, like I don't know, like it might be wrong, but that's what I think.
I don't know what
I
an
don't-
astral
you don't
plane
have
is,
to
but I
believe
know it
but
might be
like that's
this.
what I think.
I think Claire is very cold about it almost. She doesn't outright say you're wrong, but doesn't really compliment you and be like saying, "Oh yeah, good thought." It's just, yeah, okay, you've had a thought. It could be that. Bit weird that you're the only three that have seen it. I'd imagine more of us would have seen it. If that was the
Really?
case.
We asked Amanda, but she just told we were crazy. Like,
Amanda thought we were on drugs.
yeah, she thought that I was on crack.
I suspect that it will become more and more prominent as the days go on. It just started today. We hadn't seen anything before today.
Okay.
So
Well, that's fine.
We thought it was prudent to give you a heads up since your family created the barrier and everything, and you'd have a way to bring it up to the rest of the council, because clearly Amanda didn't listen to us, so we figured it'd be better coming from you.
So, someone's been doing their research. It's nice to see some people read books still.
It's 2000.
I will have a look.
Reading books.
I will have a look. I can't promise anything.
In Maya's defense, I only knew about your family because she told me. She read the book, actually. Teddy feels like really bad about that.
Was there anything else?
Did I?
No.
I just had a question because
Sure.
we saw. I mean, the outside is fine, right? Outside Tanner.
Yeah. Everything's
Sky's blue.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
If the barrier's
if the sky
cracking and you really do think the astral plane is seeping through, it'll only seep in through from this side.
I'm just checking. I don't
No,
know how it works.
It's
Oh my God.
fine.
Yeah, is there a way to know if the, like, I guess what I'm saying is, is there a way for us to find out if people who have gone to the outside would notice any problems? Like, can we go on the outside, or are we too young to go past the barrier?
No, you can get past the barrier. It's...
Okay, I didn't know
it's-
if we
No,
needed permission
you
or
can...
whatever.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably not wise to do it, but I mean, you're teenagers. I mean, teenagers have done wilder things and walked to the other side of a barrier.
Well, the barrier is only supposed to keep
Stuff out.
certain things from entering and leaving, right?
Mhm.
Like, we can still go.
Yeah.
I guess
You can still go in and out of the
not
barrier.
against it.
So you're double sure that there is nothing else you wish to tell me. And she gives Shelby this kind of half cold glare. Like the way mothers do when, like, they can't quite work out what you're doing, but they know that there's some shenanigans going on.
Would there be any chance that I would have a tarot deck in my backpack?
You've got a tarot deck in your backpack, yeah?
Could I grab it and ask her to take a card out of the big deck?
Oh my God.
And just
Sure.
try to shuffle it up so that she just picks a certain card.
Yeah, okay, she picks it, looks a bit puzzled as to why this is going on. Like, this isn't what she asked, but okay. So she picks she pulls a card out from the middle of the deck.
Okay. I'll just try and have her pull the death card and just say, keep that on you. It'll be important for later. And then just nothing else.
I'm gonna roll to see how Claire interprets that. As you walk away to leave, Claire doesn't even look at you, Shelby. She's, as you're walking away, she has her back to you. The last thing you hear before you leave the library is, don't make threats if you can't back it up.
She'll take that and just continue walking away.
No.
Penny
just looks at that whole interaction with like her head like this, like the sweat drop anime character, and just like she sighs and just slowly walks out of the restricted area, trying to come up with some sort of sensible plan, or like what's next.
I will say that for Shelby, that divination book, those words are no longer written in that book. It's now reverted back to being the normal divination book. But yeah.
So the paragraphs are gone.
The paragraph is gone. Yeah. So yeah, on the longest day of the year, the false girl will be crowned queen, the barrier falls, Tanner falls.
That's wild.
It is.
But I would say that this is around the time that your magic class starts. And that is when Felix walks in through the door after being absent from school all day. And that is where I think we're going to leave it for this week. Slightly longer than normal to account for the fact that tech issues basically cramped the first half hour. But yes, we have a riddle, or an omen, or a prophecy, depending on what school of thought you come from. A lot of questions.
So theories.
Lots of theories.
So freaking terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not about it right now.
I have so many theories. Oh my goodness. I feel like it's I feel like, oh my god. I'm sorry. My head's just like theories.
Theories are good. Theories mean you're having fun. So we're back next Tuesday. All 5 of us will be here. So we can quickly wrap up a magic lesson and figure out what's going on. Plus, we have the Tempest auditions to worry about. Feels so far away that now, doesn't it?
I need to do my research on the Tempest.
Need to start figuring out how to romance Ellie's older brother just to spite her.
Rub it in even more. Right, I'm going to let everyone sign off. Tell us where we can...
the worst, I'm sorry.
No, I'm here for it. I dealt with chaos in space, and I will deal with chaos and magic. It is fine. That is what I do. That is my job. Right, I will let everyone sign off. Let us know where to find you, anything interesting coming up. I'm going to do it in the reverse order that I did the introductions in. So I'm going to start with Agent P first.
You can find me on Twitter at theagentp_ and on Instagram at the.agent.p. Yeah, you can also catch me on the Daisies and Dragons channel. Huge shout out to them. Yeah, that's me. It was really fun first session.
Fantastico. My brain just shut down. Let's try that again.
It's fine.
Leah. My brain just went the wrong way round. I was like,
Wait, we're clockworks, right?
yeah, my brain was like, what's everyone's name again?
Oh yeah.
I've got no overlay. So not have everyone's. So the reason I put people's names on the overlay isn't for people to know who you are, it's so that I remember who you are. So I was looking at the screen going, who's that again? You're not Sheldon.
Fair enough. Oh my god, maybe I am.
The fact, look, I had to write it in my notebook who's like what everyone's characters' names were because my brain wouldn't remember it.
I mean, I did the same. It's okay.
I'm so reliant on the overlay. Yeah, like I'm so reliant on the overlay as a crutch. That to not have the overlay has been difficult. Anyway, Leah.
Yeah. So I'm Leah. I can't be found on many places, but you could find me on Instagram at _musical_witch. And yeah, you'll just be able to catch me next week.
Nice. Last but not least, Anne.
Hi, I'm Anne. You can find me on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. At XO_girlwonder. There's a pinned post with all of the fun stuff that I do because I do a lot. And yeah.
Awesome. I suppose that just leaves me, doesn't it? I've been Hedgehawk. I will continue to be Hedgehawk, unless I have a change of heart. I am nowhere else but here at the moment. The Misadventures League is my home. Do keep an eye out on socials, our Twitter and our Discord as well. Discord usually gets the news about this sort of stuff first. We are starting a casting call within the next week or so for another game that will happen after this one. Because 10 weeks sounds like a lot of time, but once you've got everyone submitting applications and you've had the talks, you had the session 0, 10 weeks suddenly disappears very quickly. So it feels weird talking about the next game when you're just starting the new game. Yeah, we're going to be doing a casting call out. We are going to be doing the Cyberpunk Red system. Because I don't want to play D&D, but I fancy something a bit crunchy.
Is it too late? Is it too soon for me to apply to a new game? This game just started. I really want to play Cyberpunk Red.
Conveniently named Misadventures in Night City because it just writes itself. And I don't have to come up with a flashy name for it. It's just so simple. But what I've learned is I'm getting lazier at naming these. Like, I always knew they would start with Misadventures, but now I'm just getting even lazier and just finding games that have a location. So I can just blot them. I'm getting really lazy now. That'll be out either this week or next week. It depends on how quick I get the stuff together. But our Discord gets first notification and our Twitter gets second notification. So if you're in our Discord, do keep an eye out. There's a special role that you can give yourself that Anna really made. I think looking for players or something. If you give yourself that role, when we give it out the ping for it, you'll get notified. So you can get first dibs on it. Hopefully, I'm cursing myself, but the last time we did the casting call for this, the publisher of the book retweeted it. And suddenly...
Oh, yeah. Hunter's Entertainment.
Yes. And all of a sudden the applications went from there to all the way up to there, and I had paperwork.
I don't know if it's still the case, but I know that what's the Artel Sorian games was, at least before Twitter went to hell, they see things, you know, so you might get seen again, bro.
Is the dream. Anyway, we'll be back next Tuesday. Hopefully, sans less tech issues. It's really weird because now that I'm running it in this mode, it's worked relatively smoothly.
You could just let someone else handle the tech so you don't have a complete meltdown. Someone with a stronger computer, maybe, who can take more punishment.
I could.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
There's
Wink,
a
nudge,
thought.
nudge.
I mean,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We'll figure it out. The first thing I'm doing after this session is nuking this Mac. It is getting full system reset. I am just going, I've had enough of this crap. Press the button. Because I don't get it. Misadventures of the Stars had the issue with freeze, but did it once. Once a session. That was it. So easy to deal with. Nothing's changed except the background for the overlay, which has gone from being a video file to a static image. I don't understand. The video file should have been more intensive than the image. I don't know. But either way, I will fix it. We'll come up with something better for episode 2. I promise. We will have one series where technical issues do not plague us. Anyway, have a good night / morning / afternoon, wherever you are. Because you can watch this on YouTube. So I don't know what time you want to watch it on YouTube. If you've made it this far, thank you for getting this far. If you've skipped all the way to the end for some insane reason, what are you doing? Go back. This is not the answer you're looking for. And we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.